What's going on, people? Vinman is first tonight. Look at all you guys. The deer second, blue five. You guys went through fourth. That's pretty impressive. Someone needs to talk to William. He's being too negative. William will be all right. Just let him gets rested, and stop being sick. He'll be all right. How we doing? Am I sounding okay? Let me know. Let me know how it's working. Mark R is starting it off tonight. What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a tricycle? Of course, attire. I like it. Thomas, let's be honest. How many of you parents had to test your kids' Halloween candy, make sure it's safe? Listen, I don't know what 60 Minutes special in the 90s or 80s put that fear of God in my kid or my parents, but I haven't done that. I haven't had a problem with that. So, with this jokes, Mark, you just start. Met my wife on a date, so we just clicked. I like that. I actually did meet my wife online 15 years ago, so it can work. Glad I sound good. Today's William was spicy. I know he was spicy. I felt bad for the guy. He's obviously tired. He's not recovered from being sick yet, but I kind of like his stubble. He looks kind of like tough, rough and tough William. I'm a fan. Daniel, what's up? Sorry, I can't repeat the second part. The joke was ripped from your video. People ripping you off now, Richard. Your jokes are just too good. They're spreading like wildfire. What's up? I know all these. TD wants you to pay $250. Fidelity wants us to do another go around. Schwab says that maybe they're coming later. They all have different answers, which means they're all lying to us. So it's fine. We'll wait and see what happens. Let the system play itself out. Let GTI sick its lawyers on it, and we'll see what happens. What's up, Mosey Kid? Trader, Dips, good evening. You start to look like Greg Norman. The shark Greg Norman? I like it. Oh my goodness. So today was not fun. Let's just be honest. Can we be honest with each other? I think we can. We're all friends at this point, right? Not my favorite day by any means, but in fact, lots of things just not going the way I expected today. And not necessarily that we were red in our stocks. That's fine. That's like whatever. That's just another day in our stocks, up and down. But the market being green 2 days in a row so strongly after everything that happened last week, I'm kind of flummoxed by that. I did not see that coming. Now it is normal for a market to do this leading up to a crash, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I mean, I know it's hard to be excited about the market going down, but when you're in plays like this and you know it's the only way to get justice in the markets, you kind of gotta hope for it, because there's no way that things ever get better if everything's going well on the outside, right? So I was just hoping that we'd not that we have a crazy crash or anything, but that we stay in that correction territory, because I don't want to see the shorts get any liquidity and that they can load up on to keep attacking us. So that was a bummer. That actually was the thing that surprised me the most today, and because like with our stocks, you guys know how it goes. We get in fights sometimes. It is what it is. But for Powell to come out, be hawkish, even though it's a rate pause, he's still pretty hawkish, saying they're going to last a while. They're not going to cut anytime soon. And, I expected the market to react to that, and it didn't. Instead, it went up. So that was interesting. Mark's not ripping you off, Richard. He said it's recycled. Legends of her. I like it. CJ, William's trying to grow the ace beard. Nah, you can't grow this. This is special. This is only, actually he probably could, but he'd have a gray one. Be Very kingly beard of him. I know people. Wells Fargo told you to call GTI. That's such BS. GTI's given us answers. That's what's such nonsense about it. I'm not worried. So I just want you guys to understand. Like, let's not make more of the dividend than it is, or that's not the right way to say it. Let's not forget the point for the dividend. The point for the dividend is to create chaos. It's to create chaos for the brokers and the shorts. It wasn't to give us an extra 10%, even though that's nice, and I hope it happens. It should happen. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to make the brokers freaking out so that they make mistakes. They have to find ways to cover all that. And in my estimation, that's working. That's working. When you're talking to 3, 4, 5 different brokers and they're all giving different stories, that tells me it's working. When they can't even deliver any of it, that tells me it's working, because this is not going to stop. It's not like we're going to lay off the gas going after them for it. We're not going to, there's no way that thousands of thousands, even people who don't watch me or listen to Ham, they're going to be like, I have all this GTI in my account. Why is it not doing anything? They're not going to get away. So I'm not worried yet. And remember in April and May when they released them, it took, it was a good 2 weeks, maybe even 3 before everybody even had their placeholders in their accounts. That was a mess too. So listen, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and it's going to take some time to play out. Now, if finger runs, obviously that changes everything, but GTI right now is a big old mess for them, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because they're going to want to clean this up. They're going to want to figure this out, and it doesn't necessarily mean it makes us run, but what it does do is it makes it even harder and harder for them to get away. And, the absolute worst case scenario is it just makes everything better for us when it does run. But I don't think that's going to be the issue. I don't think it's going to be worst case scenario. I think that this is going to keep pressure on them, and it's going to lead to a breaking at some point. I don't know how fast it'll happen. Overstock took 8 weeks. So let's just be patient and keep waiting and seeing what they do, and keep pressure on them. We got to do that. So William Eastwood, that stubble. Nick Jeff says, just to show you they're all in trouble, and then I don't see your next comment. Sorry, man, I missed whatever else you were saying there. James, I told them the situation, said the only reason not to release the shares, they don't actually have them. I told them it was every broker. Oh, wow. Oh, thank you, Ramon, for your super chat. If Univest's calling shares back, what are they saying? Give them back when you get a chance, or give them now? Because Ham heard this a couple of days ago. What's the process? I don't know what the process is. I don't believe Univest. I don't believe if you call back shares, they get the option of waiting. Okay, I don't believe they have that option. I believe they have to do it immediately, because it's not happening immediately. If this is actually happening, it tells me they have a problem, or they're pushing it off. Maybe they're channeling it through dark pools, so it just takes a few extra days for it to process, to settle the trades. I don't know. I have no idea, but I don't think Ham makes this stuff up. So he either heard it from a source that was credible and it's happening, or he heard it through a source that was, I don't think Ham would listen to anybody who's not credible. Who is credible, but maybe they heard wrong, or maybe Univest changed mind. I don't know. But I think we'll see something from it. Borders Crew 2, not just that's a lot of plays that should be up or down. Exactly. They are manipulating all of this. It's crazy. Can they lend our restricted shares? No, because they don't even, I did see somebody try to do that, but they can't, because they're not even, if they don't even convert them to common shares, how can they lend them? You got 100K GTI today on the drop. Holy cow, man. That's what's 60 grand, 50 grand. 2 more episodes, you'll be done with Mr. Robot. That's awesome, George. How's he? You must be liking it. Rosie, seems like the market testing the previous low before moving further for the SPY. Ah, that's a good idea. Firefighter's going to frustrated in your Redskins fan. Well, I thank you for Chase Daniel, or not. I thank you for Chase, and I thank you for Trent Williams. So you're helping us get better. Williams should shave until GTI runs. William surprisingly turns out as AK Jefferson. I don't see that happening. William gonna be Kenny Rogers. Yeah, he could. I think he could look like that. That'd be hilarious. You want your MTV? What's up, Gem Miner? Trader, the dividend had 4 Wells Fargo people babbling. 4 of them? All together? That's hilarious. Wells Fargo got fined $3.7 billion in December 2022. They were opening accounts illegally without customers' permission. I remember that. That was crazy. I do remember that. The one Fidelity asked me why did I even buy GTI today, and it's not a joke. Are you serious? He asked you that? That's crazy. I can't believe he'd say that. Since when do these guys care? They get commission. They don't care. That's crazy. Wow. Federal Reserve maintains benchmark in a range of 5. Yep. Highest 20. Yep. Has not been drinking. Not yet. That's hilarious. What's up, Danny? Kyle, while we're waiting for Univest Wales, what other catalysts do you think are out there to help Finger move? Partnership, lawsuit update, etc. Great question, Kyle. I honestly don't know. We got earnings. We got Univest partnership. We had a bunch of catalysts. We had Borders coming in with his guys. And so I can tell you this. I don't know of a catalyst on the horizon at this second, other than the wild card that is Univest, and whenever they can do whatever they want to do. But obviously we don't have a timeline on that. What I will say, though, is that we might not necessarily need a catalyst at this point with Finger, at least not a public one. And maybe we need to reshift our mindsets, because none of these public catalysts have actually worked. And I'm going to share in a little bit. I just brought up some stuff I want to go over today, a little bit different tonight, but wanted to just, it's really important to keep our emotions in check, because we're in a fight. We're in a terrible, terrible, huge fight. And it's really easy in a fight to put your hopes in catalysts instead of the fight itself, instead of the community you're with. And I've been just as guilty as this of anybody else. But because the point is, when you put your hope in a catalyst, you're leaving yourself open to just be destroyed. And instead of thinking of it as a step on the journey, a punch on the way to the win, we think of it as the end all be all, or the knockout punch. And that's just not how it works. In fact, that's not even how fighting works. It's not like a fighter is like, okay, when I land this punch, it's over. That's not how it works. What it works is you wear them down. And so I've been watching Finger very closely the last few days, especially since Ham went up there on last Wednesday. And we were green those 3 days in a row, and now we've been red and attacked again. But it's not like... Let me double check this before I talk about it. Yeah, it's not like volume has gone crazy. In fact, we finished up 7 cents in after hours tonight. Volume's still been low. When they attack us in the past, volume would always be high. That's what it took for them to get us down. Something has dried up, and I don't know if it's going to last. I don't know anything like that, but the stock is trading differently. It definitely is. And I think that wind's been taken out of their sails. I think they're beaten up. And at this point, it might be something behind closed doors that sets it off. It might be a phone call from the DOJ. It might be somebody showing up at their doors. It might be just a buyer that's ready to come in. It might be Univest finally pushing the button. It could be 100 things. And so, but the point is that it's primed. We've done all this work. We've fought them hard. All these catalysts have happened, and they're weaker for it. Because they're weaker, now something just needs to push it over the edge. That's kind of what I think we're at right now. So I even though I can't speak to you of a catalyst I know for sure is coming anytime soon, I can tell you that we might not need it. And honestly, that goes the same with GTI. This dividend might end up correcting the price on its own as the brokers are all scrambling to figure it out. One starts bringing it up and covering, and then the price goes up a little bit. Then the next one starts doing it. It could happen like that. It could happen they all do it at once. I don't know. But we just need to hang on and keep watching what's going on. Your shares transfer from TD to Schwab this weekend. Well, the dividend, it should. They have your whole account, so they use the restricted shares as locates for short selling. Okay. Didn't Ham confirm today if fingers now operating? I didn't hear that, but maybe he did. I just might have missed it. You're so serious about that? Stoney, you've spent 45 minutes on the phone with Schwab. The corporate actions guy quoted the DTCC had something more to do to get the shares tradable. Also quoted they do have the shares from Liberty. Interesting. Did you record that? Disney said Wednesday will buy Comcast. Yeah, I know. It's going to buy out all Hulu. That's crazy. That's crazy. Fidelity support bashing GI alert. Yeah, I know, right? Isn't that crazy? Doesn't that speak of desperation? Yeah, hedge fund manager died in Canada. Wild stuff. Wild stuff. My Niners started losing when I wore that new hat. Scott, you're kind of true. I mean, the truth is when I first got the hat, we beat the Cowboys 42-10. So we started really strong. But you're right. We haven't won since. But let's see what happens when we come out of this bye week with health. Broker told me I need to steal the Declaration of Independence. That's funny, man. I'm F. You are vegetarian. No cat. I'm F. You are vegetarian. What? Not. Oh well, we're not doing this whole Cowboys thing, Mario. Sorry. Buy more GTI 40 cents if it hits. Barry, thanks for the Hump Day Live Ace Battle Harden from Fighting AA. Yeah, and did you guys hear that Adam Aaron might be stepping down? That'd be great. Schwab kept saying they're waiting for GTI Liberty to release shares. Their poor hands were tied. I asked if the blanket release, which they read to me, was not sufficient. Crazy. You sent them flowers? Your info was that Fidelity was back loaning finger shares today around 250. Back around 250, really? I didn't see that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ham said today he heard someone told him they speak to finger IR person. They are officially, wow. Okay, that's huge. That's huge. Ham did say in Williams Live, yeah, okay, wow. Ace, you said a mouthful about what we might not need about busting. What? I'm sorry, the one. I can't quite understand what you wrote. Stoney, you asked for it in writing. You put you on hold for an hour. Jeez. They're not giving anything in writing. They've already said that multiple times. If you are a vegetarian, no catalyst. Oh, it messed it up when you typed it earlier. There was just an F, not the F. If you're a vegetarian, no catalyst. That's funny. So there was a 200,000 buy of finger options, $5 options expiring in 2 weeks. Well, please put the money hat back on. I'll grab it. We'll see. I'll go back to the red beat up hat. Okay. Well, the people are demanding it. So, all right. Hold on a second. I want to pull something up here. I wanted to show you guys something today as I was looking for, excuse me. I wanted to show you guys some stuff here real quick. Just a little bit of stuff I was doing. So I typed this in because, one of the hardest things in all this is the time it's taking, because it's hard. It really is. And I just wanted to give context. So one thing I did, I just brought up, how long for success on Bing, and brought this up, in which I always love reading this stuff because it gives me context. But basically 7 to 10 years is how it usually takes for somebody, once they've set on a pathway to do something major in their life, to become successful. And it says here, like most people start companies, average age 40, stuff like that. But there's an old lie that there's overnight success, and there's just no such thing. There is no such thing. Because the people who do hit quote unquote overnight success, it's because they're prepared. All right. They're prepared for it. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody fell ass backwards into GameStop stock the 2 days before it ran, that's luck. Okay. That's luck. That's not true success. And they probably screwed it up when they sold anyways. But I was thinking today, like some of the stuff that, this is a hard battle, right? And I think we're close. And this is after being in this only a year, and then AMC a year and a half before that. So 2.5 years I've been fighting corruption on Wall Street with my money and talking to people, and then doing YouTube now for almost a year. And it feels like forever because it's hard, right? Well, one of my heroes is William Wilberforce. Okay, and William Wilberforce brought ended the slave trade in England. And when he was a drunk, he was a partier, and then one day when he was young, he saw a black man in chains. It was like, this is wrong, and something rose up in him, and he got elected to Parliament, and he started fighting to end slavery. And it took him 44 years. Now, what this doesn't tell you is that he found out it was finally passed 3 days before he died. That's crazy. He was sick in bed, and they came and told him that your life's work finally worked out. Now, this is not us, okay, guys. This is Ham. Ham's been doing it for 24 years, and I don't think it's going to take 20 more. But my point is that these things do work. It's hard, but we can do this. We can do this. We can keep fighting. I mean, I'm just so floored by the team of people we have in this community. I mean, look at Richard and JR, two lawyers doing amazing work. Richard putting out multiple videos a week, and we got people like that. Obviously, we have Ham and William, old Wall Street guys who are fighting back. Pedro from Philly. And then there's other people who are on our side who are not necessarily in our stock, like BAM Investor, who Jim Savoldi is his name. Just a great guy. And then there's hundreds of others, Dan Borders, but hundreds of others, you guys who are in this, who tweet and put stuff out there and donate to send the truck out there. And, every little bit, even just putting your stock in and holding, when we need to get through this, everybody's putting in something, and we're all doing this together. And I hear today, I got a lot of people who are just very hopeless writing me. Like, I'm running out of juice. I'm getting too tired. I don't know how much longer I can do this. And I was like, I get it. It's November 1st. It's cold outside. Everybody's tired from Halloween. The market sucked today for us. And it just seems hopeless some days. It really does. If you're stuck in the day and you're not stepping back, but we're in something bigger than just making money. And that's unfortunately, whether you ask for it or not, that's what we're a part of. We're all, by us winning, it's also bringing justice to the markets. It's going to help with that. And in what I think is the most corrupt financial markets of all time. Thank God they're in America, right? Something to be proud of. Go America. I'm joking, of course. But these battles take time. And you guys got caught up in something much bigger than anything you could have hoped for to be a part of. You didn't ask for it, right? And neither did I. But this is what it is. This is what it is. And so it's really important for us to start shifting our focus from what day to I'm not giving up until this is over. And if you can't do that, I get it. It's fine. Nobody's going to look down on you because most people didn't ask for this. But I would at the very least then at least maybe stop watching the tickers every day or something like that. Do something to get your mind in the right place. I do believe we're close. In fact, I believe we're so close we could wake up tomorrow and one of them could run. We're on an everyday kind of thing where it's possible. But that doesn't mean we should be putting our emotional investment into every day, waiting for it. It's going to go when it goes. And yeah, it's good to hear news. It's good to hear stuff. It's good to make decisions on when I'm going to buy and stuff. But the problem is, and I fall into this too, is that we're all watching it so much. We're all getting so involved that it's getting hard. But if you back up and Fingers price is way up this year overall, but GTI obviously is down. But if you back up and you look at the differences that are going on and the stuff that's going on with Congress, with MMTLP, and the difference in the trading and all the progress these companies have made in other areas, we are winning. We're winning. And it's really important to hold on to that. Hearts and minds are changing. More people are jumping into these things every day. I get new viewers almost every live. And people are buying in new all the time. People are been in this for a while, and they're finding Ham, and they're finding William, they're finding me, they're finding Avid. and they're saying, thank you guys. I had no idea you guys were doing this, and they're becoming a part of this. It's growing. Our movement's growing. And it's not slowing down. And when this kind of stuff that happens, it always ends in a win. It just does. Movements that falter, it's because they quit, or it's because they weren't really dedicated for in the first place, or they weren't in it for the right reasons. We are in this for our families, for our friends, for ourselves, and some of us are here for the bigger thing too. And that's a big deal. And those are all right reasons to be here. And I don't see any of us giving up for that. If you have to sell because you're in a pinch, that's fine. Do it. Even soldiers go home to rest. Sometimes they get injured and they get off the field. Nobody looks bad at them. Maybe a child dies or a wife dies and they have to go home. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's reasons people get out of the battle, but they still were on the team and they still get to share in the victory at the end. So don't give up is my point. And don't just stare at this. And I wanted to share this quote. It's so good. Nelson Mandela, but it always seems impossible until it's done. And isn't that exactly what it feels like for us right now? It's so true. It does feel impossible, right? I mean, think about what we're up against. Think about how hard this battle's been. Think about how long we've been here. Some of you longer than me, some of you not as long, but it still feels long. And then there's somebody like Ham who 24 years, and I love talking to him about this every time he comes on one of my lives, but he talks very clearly. He says, I've been here for 24 years and it's different. It's different than when I started. It's better now. We're close. And who would know better than him? So I just wanted to talk about all that for a few minutes, guys, and just reset our focus and reset the context of where we're at, because I want to just keep that fire burning. We can't give up. I know you guys know that, and I just don't want us to fall into hopelessness because it's hard and because we've had some bad days and we don't have those exact catalysts right now on our calendar. It could be really easy to start falling into hopelessness. And so I just wanted to avoid that. So, anyways, all right, let me catch up with you guys here. Lots of people talking. What's up, Lucid? My hat's missing the star. Floppy, your hope we're close. You can turn the damn heat up. Oh man, I hear you. I hope Univest wraps this finger thing up in the next week or two. Me too, one fix man. Absolutely. Let's see. BigJR in GTI filing, they said that 1-800 deal didn't work out. Oh yeah. We're still talking about that. Okay. Let me catch up here. Whatever happened to the BusyBrands water deal? I don't know. But it could pop up at the least, the moment you least expect it. As far as I know, I haven't heard anybody say it's off. So, Weatherman, what are you talking about, Weatherman? I didn't say Weatherman. Unfortunately, this is an endurance contest, says Richard. Absolutely, yeah, it is. It really is. Sakurai, all hope at times seems lost, but I keep praying to the Lord and turn my faith and eyes back. That, dude, me too. And listen, faith is what keeps me going, guys. I know not everybody shares that with me, and that's okay, but it definitely is my rock. XRP, GTI finger, every day's a good day when you're looking down at the flowers and not up at them. That's true. Failure's not an option. I won't quit till we win. See, I love this, guys. You guys get it. James, definitely fighting the entire fraudulent financial political enforcement system. That is very true. They say take your profit when it's there. You can always buy low. That's true too, Charlotte. Ice, do delight. A lot of people are mad because they were greedy and want to get rich fast and not want to fight for it. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's greedy to jump into something and hope it moves fast. It's greedy if you feel entitled to it. And it's greedy if it becomes more important than other things like that are more important than that. But I know what you mean. Maybe Richard and Lil JR could fund the Trento mining deal. Stoney, you bought quite a bit of XRP at 25 and 40 cent area. I'd love for this crap to sell so I can load up. Done with stocks. It is hard to deal with stocks right now. I get it. David, fun to look at 500,000 account down 90%. Endurance not my first thought. I'm stubborn. Dude, that's a crazy account to be down 90%. I can't imagine it's Finger and GTI that got you down 90% though. You have AMC? Rosie, I believe Finger and GTI will be the AMC that should have been. That's what I do too, Rosie. I honestly, sincerely believe that. I really do. Vince, I don't want to brag about hot cashiers are constantly checking me. I don't believe you, Vince. Barry, it's always darkest before the dawn. We catch slow and hold fast. I'm not leaving. I love it. What is this about Evergreen? I'm not up to date on that. David, your vocal's worth less than the actual cost of paper to get a share. Oh man, that sucks. I'm so sorry. Vocal is such a mess. I was so bullish on CRTD at the beginning of the year, and so many good things looked like it was shaping up for it. And then I heard Frommer talk about not being opposed to getting a loan, which is a toxic loan, but he didn't agree with that. And then the talks of RS were going around, which he didn't end up doing yet, but it was open to it, and I got out right then because I cannot be in a stock where I don't trust the CEO anymore, not after AMC. But I'm so sorry for you that happened. Radar, if we're here a year from now, we may not be as hopeful. Well, you know what, Radar? I understand that, I do, but if hope is in something happening at a certain time period, then it's not really hope. It's expectancy. And hope and expectancy are not the same thing. Hope is believing that something good will happen eventually. That's what hope is. And that's why hope can never die. Hope, true hope, you find it in the rising of the sun. You find it in the goodness in the world. You find it in, like somebody said, looking at the flowers. You find it in spending time with your family or friends. That's where you find hope. You find hope that things can always improve. Hope is based on that. Expectancy is literally putting that hope. It feels like hope, but it's putting expectancy into something to happen in a certain time period. And expectancy always disappoints, but hope never does. Okay, that's the difference. And what I mean by expectancy always disappoints, I mean, if it doesn't happen, it leads to disappointment, discouragement, depression, all that, if it doesn't happen. But hope, you always find a reason to keep moving forward. And that's why hope is powerful and expectancy is not. What's up, ESK? La Liga, your vocals and U-Haul boxes ready to get some. Oh God. Not if I was entitled to dividend, I would have added GTI to my arbitration today against Fidelity. Oh man, were you not in? You weren't in the dividend, Richard? You weren't in yet. Cento Mines found Bitcoin and XRP in one. Nicole, I'm not 100% clear on why Univest would be buying in to help Finger raise money. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Finger's just a great company, and I think Univest. The only reason they would partner with them because they're a great company that they could also have a long-term partnership with, but in the short term they'd be buying in to cause a squeeze and make a bunch of money on their shares. So, but they don't have to raise money. So, well, he mentioned Lou. Oh boy, I'm like Ham. They're not stealing my money. There you go, Vince. You watch a documentary on marijuana. I think all documentaries should be watched this way. Did William drop multiple F-bombs? I must have missed that part. That's very unusual for him. Sold AMC at the Ape split. That was smart. Daryl, weeks from Friday, I guess they're expecting price to be way north of 5. You were talking about the calls that were bought? Nick says, to me, I feel it's worth to hold those two stocks at the end. When I receive the blessings, I'll consider the money more and how to spend it, not to waste them all. That's a good point. William is tired. He really is. If you believe in Finger and GTI, please hit the like button. Thank you, Fix It Man. I appreciate that. Hope and faith are interchangeable for sure, but there is a difference between them. Mark, key question: 9 women, 3 men must consider. Did the 31-year-old founder of the cryptocurrency exchange FTX intentionally defraud? Are you talking about the case going on right now with Bankman-Fried? I'm not really following it. Hey, Ham's here. Dead Money Managers. What's up, Ham? Yeah, someone's mad. You lose $100 million. You got in GTI right after April. Wow. The weatherman on listen to calls. He hasn't been the same. What weatherman? I don't know what. I must have missed that with Ham. Ham says Lynn will be panic when they get busted, or their partner won't be happy. That's true for sure. I mean, I think it's going to cost them at least 25 to 50 billion to pay out where it's at. Fraud Street's the worst place ever unless you own Apple. I love when Ham comes on. It's the same. It's like the mix of the new and the old. Ham, I had a question for you and I just lost it. But Ham, what you missed is I was actually kind of going over some stuff with people about the fight we're in, and I was showing them that one of my heroes, William Wilberforce, who did the slave trade, took him 44 years. And I was saying, you're like our William Wilberforce. 24 years you've been in this, and we'll reap the benefits from you starting this fight. So, because I see you just came on, so you missed my little rant, but I also was sharing this awesome quote here from Nelson Mandela: "It always seems impossible until it's done." And I was just rallying the troops, man, telling them that this is a battle so much bigger than we all signed up for, but it's worth it, and just to lean into perseverance. So, anyways, I wanted to show you that because you've definitely been our general in this, and we're inspired by you. So, but yeah, thanks for joining, by the way. Who are their offshore partners? I'm not sure. Not nice people. Yeah, I have a feeling once this runs, we're gonna see some. I mean, was that guy that in Canada shot in the head? That's crazy, man. It's so crazy. It's a war to save your family. That's right. Yeah, I was saying that it's our family, it's our friends, it's our, and some people it's bigger. You could say it's our country to a point. Like but it's all good things to fight for, whatever it is. Just being in here, even if it's just to improve your own life, it's all good things worth fighting for long term. Excuse me, guys. I got an itch. Let's see. Wells Fargo is usually good about dividends. Now I don't know. Nobody's being good about this dividend. That's how we know it's so impossible for them to figure this out, because we're getting different stories from every broker. If there was a single reason they couldn't deliver, they'd all have the same story. But since they all have different stories, they're lying to us. And that's the tell right there. That's the tell. You wish Lieutenant Dan bought you Apple back in the day, JR? What's up, KYP? Yeah, we'll win. We'll win. Let's see. Life is like a box of chocolates. Barry, I made a list of people groups I'd like to help after the run. People in the community, I'll thank. That's awesome, man. Rosie, wonder if someone would get to Lynn early. Ham, you don't have to invest, just educate your friends. Exactly. And family, remember Dole Foods. Yep. We just gotta get the word out. And Twitter's an amazing place to do that, guys. If you're not on Twitter, just consider getting on just to follow the GTI fingered trend. You type it in, start following all those people who talk about it, and then literally all you can do is just like and share those posts. If you just do that, you're helping. That's a small thing, but I know not all the Twitter people follow me here on YouTube and vice versa. So if you're a YouTube follower and you don't get on Twitter, don't follow me on Twitter, please do. Like, just that little bit helps. It gets it out there. Saber, you're going to keep buying to DCA on the daily if they keep knocking it down. I mean, it's a great time to accumulate for sure. If I had any extra cash right now, I'd be accumulating like crazy. I'm literally all in. I have nothing left. I just spent $300 on an alternator. That would have been any extra money I could put in this week. It sucks. I hate when my car goes down, but Immortal dividends cheap for them to cover at 50 cents. Wait till Finger Pumps GTI dividends will be $3 to $5 a share for them to cover. Ouch. I know that. Well, they're stupid. That's what it comes down to, right? If they were smart, they would have found a way out of it, or even better, the first person would have considered everything and been like, we're going to be the ones who jump in when it's cheap. That's what they would do if they're smart. But they're all arrogant. They're all stupid. They all think they can win in this. And listen, one of the reasons they think that is because they have won a lot. They've won a lot. They've chased out people on a lot of things. They've chased out retail. They've always figured out ways to shake us off, and yet they can't do it this time. They can't do it this time. So Ham says he has a good idea that ends before November 17th. Wow. Ham, you just gave me chills, buddy. That's interesting. Is that because FSU has a big game or something? My gut, and I'm not a fatso. You can't be fat playing all that pickleball. not Richard says, Am, I'll raise your adult foods with 1 pineapple. Oh, sorry, Thomas. Yeah, I mean X. Does Wes have a contact to report individual broker responses to dividend? I'm sure he does. 7,000 GTI so far. Nice, Nick. 5-0 Texas, top 9th. Oh, wow. Is this the final game? I haven't watched it all. Ham, listen, man. I know you called last night, and I wrote you. I had to take my kids out, man. Listen, it was Halloween. I wanted to talk to you. You never pick up when I call. It goes both ways. It was hard. It was a holiday. So we'll have to talk soon. I'll definitely be, I pick up 90% of the time you call. Come on, be nice. But yeah, Halloween was fun. So I had to do that. Your backhand's brutal. Rosie, didn't that insider have his sell set for November 9th? Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was on that date, but I think it's by that date. So there was a date on it though, for sure. I know you never call unless it's good. That's why I messaged you and said, call again, because I always want to hear what you guys say. I know it's not like you're calling me to talk about the Niners or, so 20% bull Ham. That's BS. And you know it. I'm at least at 60%, at least. And half the time it's been when I'm at work and I have to run outside to talk. Although I just got upgraded to my own office, so now I can just shut the door. Invent Ham's beer. KYP says, Ham, you're dodging her. KYP, what's your pickleball? What is it? Backhand, forehand, serve? What's your skill? And if I'm totally off because I don't even know how to play pickleball, you can tell me. Maybe there is no serving. I don't know. Anyone proposing outlawing algorithmic trading? I haven't seen anybody do that. If you guys want to read a really interesting book on the algorithmic trading, read Flash Boys by Michael Lewis. That's the whole story on how they built what are they called? The high frequency trading, and made it so it's like nanoseconds. So they've all built basically Ethernet in landlines from across the Midwest, from Chicago to New York, so they can trade instantaneously. It's crazy. 0% the Niners have won the past 3 weeks. How dare you, Mario? Listen, at least we beat real teams and lost to mostly real teams. The Vikings aren't real, but that one just hurt. His wife worked for you? Are you serious? You just joined the LA Dill Pickle League. Ham's here. Everybody wants to talk to Ham now, and that's okay. I get it. You dropped that gut feeling bomb on us, Ham, and now that's all anybody can think about. I know you're not going to share if you heard some, and that's okay. I don't expect you to, but she had man hands like Seinfeld when she's tearing up the the woman with the man hands, when she gets the crab and she's just like, here, I'll do that for you. He breaks it with her hands. Seinfeld's the best. Going to Green Bay to watch the Rams beat someone. You'll watch the Rams beat Jordan Love because he sucks. They did a movie on Fast Boy's book? No. I didn't know that. I didn't see that one. I saw Big Short, Margin Call, Boiler Room. Are there any other good stock movies? I can't think. Ham's from Seinfeld. Brett, the OSC has issued a cease trade order against Trainer Ridge Capital Arbitrage Hedge Fund. Irregularities at the fund left 3 dealers with potential losses of 85 to 95 million. That's crazy. Brett, you still writing? Is that the one where the guy died? Canada? Let me pull up my tweets here. On X. What do they call them now? They're not tweets anymore. Is a gut feeling required Pepto-Bismol? I want to pull up this story, guys. Hold on a second. The one with the guy that died is crazy. Yeah, let me pull it up for anybody who hasn't seen it. Take a second here. Sorry, I was unprepared. There's a Goldman Sachs one. Jeez. How much did you tweet today, Ham? I'm going to go way back. Is this it? Where does it say the amounts? Yeah, 85, 95 million on the bottom here. That's crazy. Shot in the head. Wow. So crazy. Love dividends. Never seen Ham and MC Hammer in the same location. That's funny. Ace, I posted 2 comments. You didn't read either of them. Ronald, I'm sorry, man. I probably didn't see him. Also, sometimes YouTube blocks them. I don't know why, but I've had it happen with a few people. It's probably a hit because of the way he was shot. But it does say this says committed suicide. I don't know. I doubt it. I didn't miss the story. Oh, yeah. Well, somebody did. Tweet about as much as he does every day. No, he definitely has some days he tweets more than others. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a good question. Ham, do you think it's a waste of time to contact brokers about the dividend? I personally think it's good to keep the pressure on, but maybe I'm wrong. Dirt on the Clintons. He's suicide number 57, I think it is. Brett, I've looked at various sources, articles. Please don't have anything out of the norm suspicious at this time. But sometimes they don't say it. It doesn't matter who it is. I don't necessarily trust the police in situations like this. First Ascent, heartfelt request to GTI Finger YouTubers. Please reach out to peers, discuss and reflect before posting swearing, yelling, throwing in the towel videos. Hope William's okay with left me to. Well, I'm sorry to hear it, First Ascent. And I get what you're saying, but listen, when you're in a tough battle like this, not everybody's going to control themselves venting. It's just the way it is. And we are responsible for controlling our own emotions. We can't help anybody else. And I get what you're saying, but if it might be, if you're feeling discouraged, it might be a good idea to take a break, because we're going to have hard days. It was a naked short seller. Yeah. But apparently the fund that went under still has a bunch of trades unclear with Virtue. Have fun, piss on them. Not legal. We could have pissed someone off by listening. I encourage everyone to yell at their brokers nicely. That's exactly right. That's what I think too. I mean, it doesn't hurt to call. It doesn't, because you're putting pressure on them, and you can do it in a respectful way. The guys picking up the phone, they don't know what's going on. You got to go deeper than that. And think of all the, like, what we're getting out of this. People are recording calls. That one call going around today by Tony was great. Very helpful. That's going around. Fidelity doesn't like that being passed around and everybody's seeing it, it'll lose trust in them as a brokerage firm. And these guys live on trust. Their entire business is built on trust. The SEC as a regulator is built on trust. Wall Street is built on trust. If that trust ever broke out of our 5-10% of us who are awake to all of this, and that's all it is, it feels like more, but that's really all it is. If it ever broke a tipping point, say 30%, 40%, where they are hemorrhaging money because people pulling out 401ks, all that stuff, they're terrified of that. They can't let it get to that point, because then they all go broke. And the brokerage firms will go broke, and they can't have that happen. Fidelity does not want to be Robinhood. They don't. So they're gonna play damage control. But calling them, posting the calls, keeping up with it, posting the text and tagging them in it, letting them see that we're talking about them, that all puts pressure on them. It's a good thing. It really is. Texas won the World Series. Holy crap! Wow. That's wild. Good for them. I'm glad it's them. They deserve it. They had a few years there where they were close and they kept losing. My Giants beat them one of those years. You're with the guy who had drinks with Jeff Easton. He's a dirtbag, 1,000%. I mean, how could he not be? Same Rich. Social watch. Nancy Pelosi was served today? No way. Is that a legit story? No, you're not blocked. I see you, Mario. That's crazy. Texas won. I think this is the Rangers' first one. Yeah. Yeah, Hood, close your account. There's 0. That's right. Yep. Can't imagine a young guy that wears a suit to work in Canada would even own it. That's true. Canadians, yeah, they don't have guns. Only the criminals do. Texas broke the no-hitter on the 7th. Can we get to Tucker Carlson? I think we've tried. You know, the thing is like these big guys who have followings that are journalists, they have to recognize it as a big story before. And unfortunately for us, there's so much going on in the world that our story kind of looks small right now. I mean, we have a president right now who's being investigated every which way from Sunday. Today we see his check being passed around when he got paid $40,000 from China. That's going on. That's obviously going to be bigger news than what we're dealing with because he's the president. We have Israel war. We have Ukraine war. It's like, it's hard to get a headline these days. And that's the problem. It's not that our story is not important. It's just that everything else feels more important right now, except to us. James asked to speak to the compliance department at Shaw. Broker said they didn't have one, only stock transfer team. I don't believe that. That's crazy. You're so excited for the Rangers when you can take a nap. Broker chat for the internal message system. Screenshots. Nice. The Jasper is based on Flashpoint's movie. It's called Hummingbird Project. Huh. Okay, I'll look at that up. I'll see if they do a good job with it. Texas and the Cowboys are not winning anything, Mario. Sorry. Queefer, first time in your life. Yes. Finally beer celebrating tomorrow. You want to have a beer tonight? Mario, I love Texas. I lived there for 9 years, but I don't root for any other teams. Yeah, news is all about DC. Exactly. It's like, it's insane. Lizzie would serve cocktails every moment of her life. Radar is Canadian. He can confirm. We want Trudeau to go missing permanently. Listen, just have Trudeau get busted for or lose a bunch of money naked short selling, and now you guys know how to get rid of people in Canada. Thanks, Mark. Nancy got served at a bar. Dividends, I love them. Dull food exposure shorts, yep. All right, Ham. I love the dividends too, man. I'm excited. I think good things are going on. The GTI dividends obviously got them in a scramble. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll call out Richard. If you're not following not legal advice, you have to. Because he has amazing stuff on the legal side of things, breaking it down. It gives me a lot of hope watching his videos. So go check him out. He's right here. And make sure you subscribe to him. Check out his. It's great stuff. His lives with JR are very entertaining as well as informative. And so there you go. Put him out there for everybody, Ham. Making sure people are following him, because nobody, and I really mean this, is breaking it down from a legal point like not in BigJR. So make sure you guys check out his stuff. And he has the best jokes that are not good. Pay attention to dividends, Ham says. So there you go, guys. I think we're getting some good clues here. Brett, maybe we could send Hunter Biden up there to deal with Trudeau, as Hunter's diplomatic relations with other companies is just stellar. Do you imagine him getting involved with Canada? Like that being the next big thing on the corruption front for the Bidens? That would just be funny. I watched a great South Park about Canada the other night, by the way. And if all else fails and you guys need somebody to explain the world to you, watch South Park, because they break it down good. Especially that Panderverse episode that just came out. It was amazing. James, 24 news cycles made politicians celebrities. That's unfortunately true. Vince, if you can't handle this, how are you going to handle when stock goes from 300 to 100 on one trade? Or how are you handle 700, 300? It's a fight. That is very true, Vince. Well done. Well done for saying that. Is absolutely true. You're welcome, Richard. You do good work, man. You really do. Don't not follow not. Finger dividends soon, says Gary Ball. That's interesting. Mario subscribes. Mark, you fell asleep the last time they were live. Oh, that's just mean, Mark. That's mean. You love Richard's jokes. Yeah, not legal's videos are educational, humorous. Don't follow Richard, follow BusyBrands. Busy, you don't have a YouTube, man. Come on, you got to join us and start talking about stuff. You could broadcast your calls on YouTube. You'll probably double your following. Richard's the one on the right. Is the truck at the Secret Service office? Is that tomorrow, Tam? Busy guy's a bum. I'm sure GTI Council is reevaluating what they get to do with the dividend. That's my thoughts too. I absolutely agree with that. You like learning, so you subscribe to Not Legal Advice. There you go. What's up, Alan? Social can finger go private and trap the shorts. Listen, after MMTLP, I don't think we want to mess with a company going private in the middle of this. That would just not be fun. All right. Well, Ham's being very cryptic tonight with the soons and the November 17th and the watch the dividends. So we'll be watching, Ham. We'll be watching carefully. That's for sure. Busy. We got to get you on one of these soon. My October was crazy busy. Well, I don't mean that as a joke, saying the word busy again. But yeah, we need to start getting more talk on here, so it's not just me yammering. I know people. I have a following of people that don't mind, but I also know people like me talking to other people. So I don't know, if Ham wants to call me, you can. Everybody would love it. I know they would. So Ham, if you're not too hopped up on your gummies, you can call. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. See, Ham says don't go private. It's a short's dream. Exactly. It's just a good way to short circuit what we're doing and give them an out. Give them a way to screw us another way. When people keep telling me this is MMTLP, the number one reason it's not is because we're not going private. And so that would make things harder for us for sure. Hammond's 1.5 gummies in. Okay, well, we won't see you very much longer than I'm sure. They're not going to go private, guys. There's no way. There's so much potential for them as a public company. They're already killing it. They would not switch that up. There's nothing they'll gain from it. Ham, can you tell someone at Universe we need a really nice Thanksgiving? I'm sure he's tried. Ham sounds like he's got more to say. I will answer him. Look, I got my phone right here, but he already said he's too far in. It's okay. He's already done 2 calls with William today, guys. I get it. We can. Ham needs a break too. Let him type at me and type at all of us. Ham's not hopped up; he's hopped down. Never private, says Ham. So there you go. There's your answer, guys. Good night, David. It's Medicaid, not hopped up. It's medicine. GTI needs to get attorneys on dividends. Listen, Alan, I can, just like not wrote, I guarantee you they're doing it already. They already first of all, they got Wes Christian retained and he's working for them. So he's probably got a team looking at stuff. They already put lawyers on the releasing the dividend for us. GTI does not mess around. And it's the number one reason that I've stayed around. Honestly, after coming out of AMC, there was not a play that I was going to get into. I just was done. And I saw the setup for GTI. It looked amazing. I was hoping for just a quick run and I was going to get out. I was not going to do what I did in AMC again because I just got so screwed over. I was so bummed. But then I saw how GTI fights. I saw how they fight, and now I see how Finger fights too. And so if they're willing to fight, then I'm willing to fight with them. And GTI, I can guarantee you they're working on this for us. I can guarantee you they are. Ham says everyone's sleeping in his house, so he can't talk. So that's all right. Have you ever had a gummy prior to a pickleball match? Word on the streets, Ham buys 10 million shares of Finger tomorrow. Busy bee starting rumors. Toronto police are treating it as not suspicious. I mean, that's great, but do we trust anything from police departments anymore when it comes to these big stories? I mean, I don't. They cover up so much. They just don't want certain things out there. I don't know. I don't trust any of it. I'm sorry. I'm so jaded when there's any bit of mainstream news. I don't trust 90% of it anymore. I have to see it corroborated multiple times over before I believe. Squeeze in less than 2 weeks. Well, I mean, who knows? It'd be great to see that 17th date hit. Word under the street is Busy Rat's buying 20 million shares of Finger Thursday. Busy Rat? Busy, you gonna take that? Busy, technically you're a moderator, so if you want to get nasty with not, you can. You have the power until I revoke it from you. You're my only moderator. The PD covered for Pelosi's husband. Oh yeah, they did. That was such an obvious, nasty thing going down on at that house. So gross. But they cover for everything. Think about all the shooters we have and stuff, and when they die, like this last guy who shot up people in Maine, and then they found him in a dumpster with 2 bullets in his head, and they're not going to investigate anything. It's crazy. Craig, Williams' rant was awesome. I like the toughness, so I'm not complaining. Who wins a war if they're not loud and passionate? I mean, well, I would say quiet and determined can win a war too, but I get what you're saying. You already had your Thanksgiving? Oh, you Canadians. A guy got shot in the head. It's not suspicious. They're Canadians, Eric. They just want everything to be nice and neat. They're so gentle and kind and sweet people that they can't imagine there being conspiracies in their country, except for with their prime minister, because they're finally done with him. James, very few people outside these communities are aware of the magnitude and methods of frauds that steal trillions from them. That's true. Yeah, we are like maybe 5% people are awake to it. 17th is a new options expiry. Vince, you're reposting this because I think you missed it. There was a woman passed out at the baggage carousel. She slowly came around. Oh, God. You guys just don't stop. He's too busy to mod. The police are involved with the FBI in perpetrating. So yeah, that's true. Candace, you guys are also fighting together. It's a really good thing. It's also good to have humor instead of. Okay. Yeah, please call me. I'll be waiting for you. I'll have my ringer up high. What does the wind of change mean? Forces have the power to change things. Used generally to mean things are going to happen. Wind of change will be on to blow. So you guys see that? So there you go. Ham's letting us know that something's going on. So we might not have a catalyst in front of us, but like I said before Ham came on, is that I feel very strongly there's stuff going on behind the scenes, and so I feel like Ham just confirmed that. And obviously, it doesn't sound like we can give details. I don't have them, but that's, guys, be excited, be ready to fight, and let's just keep going. That's how they deal with corruption in Canada. Nothing to see here, folks. Carry on, eh? Was it? Hey, buddy, you think there's something going on here? No, eh? Everything's fine, eh? Yeah, buddy. That's like South Park. When they sees Nancy in the morning without makeup. What if the guy found dead at Colorado Amusement? I don't know about that one. Remember the BBBY CFO flying out of his apartment building? What? No, I didn't hear about that one. Ham's 5 gummies in. Ham has not watched Mr. Robot yet. He's been watching comedies. What is it you watched the other night, Ham? You said you watched the Good Place, right? That's your show. Like our coffee and igloos, we ride mooses to work. I like the 17. 17's a good number. No wonder South Park folks hated the comedians. Ham's using his bong to smoke gummies. You heard here, your mind reader, red rum reader. I like it. Yeah, thanks, Ham. Have a good night, Ham. Take care. And as always, thanks for coming by, man. Yeah, I knew you watched The Good Place. It wasn't my favorite, but it was funny. I watched the first 2 seasons. Have a good night. Man wearing black tactical gear with rifles and explosives found dead in the bathroom. That's crazy. I have to call you. I'm sorry, Richard. Sorry. Listen, he called me once and he said, and I was in the middle of work. He was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Well, I'm working." He's like, "Well, you wanted to be in the game. Now you're in. You take the call." I was like, "Okay." So that's how it goes. And I was like, I was happy to do it. I love it. You have your plasma you can sell. I haven't started to do that yet. Put maple syrup on everything. Ham's going to bed. He did the same thing in Vegas. Well, busy. Now he doesn't have you to keep him up, man. He doesn't have you to be the bad influence to keep him up when he's tired. John Mack, SEC. Okay, Ham, I'm looking it up. All right. Is this old dude? 1944? There's a Wikipedia on him. Damn, you got kicked out of Canada? No way. That's hilarious, Apollyon. Good Place, first 2 seasons, fun. Did it get boring? Yeah, I didn't watch after that. Let's see here. Oh, this got to be him. Morgan Stanley. Richard busy splitting the purchase of figure 10 million shares each. Does that mean not you're going to be dedicating some of your swinging money to purchase some figure? Help us run this. All right, let's see this, guys. This is John Mack, SEC, that Ham told us to look up. I'm guessing something ended. Let's see. Mac. This is interesting. Earned the nickname Mac the Knife for cost-cutting prowess. Morgan Stanley cut 10,000 jobs. This is an HBO film. I wonder why he's having us look this up. Those are all references. Morgan Stanley. Credit Suisse. Oh, wow. Back to Morgan Stanley. Joined Russian state-owned oil company. Oh, here we are. Insider trading accusations. Okay. Mac accused. October 2006. Recommended no action be taken. Wow. Huh. I don't know. Ham told me to look it up, so I don't quite get it. You guys see, if you guys see something that sticks out to you, let me know. What's happening on the 17th? I don't know, Etchabowski, but Ham said that he has a gut feeling about it. It is options expiration again, so that's kind of scary. But listen, when Ham says something, he knows. It's not that he guarantees anything, and that's very important to remember. Okay, we have a leader, a guy who's fighting harder than all of us combined, and he's on the front lines, and so he says stuff because it's important, but for us to know. But yeah, I don't know what it means, but it could be anything. Could be a run, could be some announced, could be some he hopes happen, but we don't know. Didier, with Finger, it's all about one big push. It can't be the day they expect it. Seems like around 750 is a number the shorts protect a lot. I think it's $7 itself, but yeah, maybe 750. Too busy in Ham share a queen bet in Vegas. I have it on good word. It was just a full bed. But Busy was really drunk. Okay, he told me he was really drunk, and I just chose to believe him because I love Busy. He's a good guy. But everything else I was just told it stays in Vegas, so I can't share anymore. Ham's nose Canadian bacon. There you go. Schwab cut 2,000 jobs today. I saw that. That's crazy. Monopoly Power, it's awesome. Story from 2006. SEC formally cleared. Yeah, I saw that. Interesting. Busy and Hammond's been big controversial. Not in today's world. It wouldn't even be controversial if Busy came out and said he was a woman. That's the world we live in these days. Not saying you are Busy or that you think you are, but teach their own, I guess. Brett, maybe he wanted you to look up Goldie the Mac from the players. We burned our boats. That's right, Mario. It's November 17th, option day. We're doomed. No, we're not doomed, Radar. But I know why you said that. Rosie, SEC officials aborted the examination because one of the subjects had powerful political connections. That's it. Thank you, Rosie. Well done. What a find, Rosie. Well done. That has to be why he wanted us to look it up. Powerful political connections. Interesting. Very interesting. Busy, did he want the single bet? Thomas, I fear more and more hedge fund managers got a mark and then wouldn't be surprised. That's probably true. Didier, if anyone's going to make a move on Finger, it's going to be with options. $15 calls or 5 cents. That's a good point. This Matt guy looks like he possibly raided Barry Madison at the Copacabana. That's Mac. Is Busy really a woman? Not with that voice. Are you kidding me? It doesn't matter how much hormone replacement therapy you're on. You can't get a woman that voice. Busy's got the manliest man voice ever. I've heard he's huge. Busy, what are you, like 6'7"? I've heard he's a tall dude. I haven't met Busy in person. It's one of the things I look forward to. Busy, you and I are gonna keep a bar open one night. But man boobs don't count, Busy. Man boobs don't count for this. Candace, did I see AA and board members under investigation for not doing their... I believe it. Good. I hope it gets pushed on them. Unfortunately, I still don't have much hope for that company, even if they get a new CEO, because they're in such a mess that a new CEO, unless they're really bold, pick somebody really bold, is probably just going to go along with whatever was going on before. Are you serious, Busy? I thought you were tall. I think it's Ham that told me you're tall. Maybe he was laughing. Maybe he's making fun of you. Or maybe Ham's like 4'5". I don't know. XRQ told you had to send 10% of your GTI shares to the big guy to activate my dividend. That would not surprise me, unfortunately. Send it to the big guy. That's great. That's hilarious. Gustavo Arnal, the BBY CFO, jumped to his death in September. Was that last year? How did I miss that? I was like very locked in back then. I can't believe I missed that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Maybe Busy's tall compared to Ham. That's funny. Making Busy sound like a giant manly woman. Busy 6'6" in width. So maybe he was laying on his side when Ham thought he was tall. He was just like, hey, what's up? He's like, dang, you're tall, man. Sideways. That's too funny. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, hey, this is going off the rails tonight. Ham surprised me by coming on, and so I was just kind of keep talking. He was talking. Now we're talking about Busy and being a woman. I don't know. It's getting crazy tonight. So with man hands, that's right. It's 11:30 here. I'll give it a few more minutes. I will stay on if you guys have stuff you want to talk about. But I'm kind of out of words right now, unless some gets brought up. But you guys, we can open it up. I'll talk about anything. We can talk about anything you guys want. If not, I don't have much else on GTI and fngr today. I really just wanted to talk about that perseverance thing because I thought that was just huge. And I got to say, it's kind of crazy that I was talking about that and then Ham came on. That's wild. He did not tell me he was coming on. He just popped on to surprise us, and which is great. I'm glad he did. Obviously, he gave us some stuff that I was not expecting, and being kind of cryptic, which is great. It's always interesting. I hope he does remember to call me tomorrow. Maybe if he wasn't too high on gummies tonight, but yeah, I'll see if there's anything I can share. But that's exciting. And, guys, if nothing else, at the very least, it definitely confirmed that they're working behind the scenes for us. Okay. fngr, GTI, all these people fighting, they're working behind the scenes for us. And so stuff's happening. We have stuff to look forward to, even if we can't see it firsthand in the moment. So just hang in. Can I go to 11:30 Pacific? I'm not William, man. I can't do these 6-hour lives. I don't know how he does it. Go to 11:30 Moscow time. I don't think I'm allowed to support Russia. I don't know. I think I'll get banned on YouTube for that. Probably shouldn't even say Moscow. 11:30 p.m. Hawaii. That's funny. Guys, I can't. You guys are so funny. I can't do it that long. If he had double D's, not B's, he'd be named Donald Duck. Oh my God. Richard, that's the stupidest joke you might have ever said, but at the same time, it was so stupid. I greatly appreciate it. Wow. That's pretty awesome. Well done. The alleged suicide failed away from social media. Wow. That's so crazy. I had not heard of that. I cannot believe I didn't hear about the BBBYG thing. That's so wild. All right, guys. Well, I think it's a good time to call it. The group is kind of just all over the place tonight, and I can tell we're not really going on too much stuff. So, yeah, I'm gonna sign out. Let's see, GTI. We're all millionaires soon. Listen. I don't know. Does Ham coming on like that amp me up tonight? So, hold on a second. Yo, what's up? should I? Oh man, hold on a sec. I got Busy's on the line, guys. He's yeah, that Richard, Busy's fired up, man. You got him. I'm gonna put you on speaker. Hold on. All right, you're on speaker. Tell Richard what you're saying.
Richard, I don't have to kick your ass. Keep calling me a woman. It was a twin size bed, Richard, not a queen size bed.
I mean, if you're 5'6" and he's Ham short, that's plenty of room.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know where he's getting that I'm tall. I'm like 5'6".
That's
that.
funny.
I'm short, so.
Well, he's Ham. He's sarcastic. He must have been messing with me. So
I'm reading the comments today. There's a lot of funny people today on your live today. So
this was fun. It was a good time. Absolutely. You know, you sound like a tall guy. I gotta say that because you got a deep voice.
Listen, they were lying to you. I'm not a woman. Stop hitting on me.
Oh man.
So
All
what's
right.
going on with this GTI dividend? I mean, I'm reading that there's a lot of issues, and Fidelity is kind of like saying that it's what was the word that they used on Tony's that guy's recording?
Oh
Um,
yeah, they were. What was it? They said some really weird thing.
Interesting, or I don't know what the hell the word was. And it was kind of
Yeah.
funny because like they here we go again. A company has a dividend come out, and somehow they issue it as an IOU, but now they don't want to deliver it.
Yep.
Some of these companies are actually brokerage companies are actually saying that you need to transfer it to another broker, so they want to get it off their books.
Yeah.
Nice. It's going to be interesting of what's going to happen here because I just got a feeling they can't deliver the dividend. So,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
and that's what Ace, that's what's happening every single day in the stock market. There's no true supply and demand.
Yep.
And all these brokers, it's just go ahead, fill it. And you want 1,000,000 shares, go ahead, fill it. 100,000 shares, go ahead, fill it.
Yep.
And once they get in the corner and they get stuck in a pickle, here we go again. They
Absolutely.
can't deliver dividends.
That's so true. Well, I love that Tony brought up in that call, which if you guys haven't listened to that call, you got to listen to it. Maybe I'll play it on tomorrow's live. But he said something so good. It was he was like, well, when have you guys ever had a problem with a dividend before? And they were like, well, it's different. This is a restricted dividend. He was like, well, when have you had a problem with a restricted dividend before? It was like a really good point. And I was glad he pushed him on it.
Let me call BigJR and see because BigJR actually has some updates all the time, so I want to see if I could get him on here.
Okay,
Give me
I'll
a
stay
second.
on for a few more minutes, see if you can get him.
Yeah, because I know that he's up to date, and I'm kind of really wanna.
Okay.
Where are you at? Okay, give me a second.
Yeah, go for
And Richard, stop texting me. You're harassing me.
it. Richard. I don't think he can hear you guys yet. He's calling somebody, but Mario always sounds great with even with double B's. You guys are so bad. This is so funny. I know 4 foot nothing to do with a deep voice. That's rare.
I didn't even tell BigJR. I was just like, I'm gonna merge you in.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, get him on.
What's up, BigJR?
Oh, I'm on. Okay, I did not know that. All right.
What's up, buddy? You're on my live.
What's going on, man?
Hey, not too much. Busy said that you might have some updates
I might have some updates on what.
on the
I'm
dividend.
busy sleeping in the bed with ham and not.
Were you watching?
You too?
Yeah, I was watching.
Hey, Busy, just real quick. Mario says you sound great even with double B's. So just so you know.
Oh God, that's a picture I don't want to see. I can't unsee that now.
No joke.
No, I mean dividend updates. I mean, not really. We're just kind of, waiting it out in a way. I mean, they're obviously trying to pull their shenanigans. We knew that was going to happen. So
Yeah.
I think people who might be in TD right now, you may want to wait until the transfer over to Schwab, because even one of the Schwab reps told somebody that today in our group that said, hey, you may want to wait because if they're going to charge you a fee, it's going to be a lot less. I don't see them. I don't really foresee us having to pay a fee. The whole idea of GTI getting with the legal team is to make sure that we don't have to pay a fee, and they're just throwing stuff out there like you said and like we all know.
Yeah.
Because they don't have the shares probably, but we'll find out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been telling everybody not to pay anything because I just don't see how we're gonna have to do that. That's nonsense.
Yeah, I agree. There's no reason to pay a dime.
Exactly.
I just don't see it.
Yeah.
We went through the same stuff last year with the warrants, and they were saying you got to do this, you got to do that, and that's when GTI got up to like 1,300% borrow fee, and they were calling around some people that you and I both know, big shareholders looking for shares. That's when it ran from like 60 cents to almost 9, right? So, yeah.
I got Richard Hoffman on here too.
Hey,
Oh man.
here we go.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Tell us a joke. Tell us a joke, Mister. I slept with Pam. I can't. I refuse. Well, that's odd. Richard has no jokes.
What?
Funny how that
No
works.
jokes.
First
No
time
jokes.
ever.
No. I'm sitting, let's see, BusyBrands. How's that?
Did you
Hey,
use up
by
all?
the way, isn't that a silly name? Really? BusyBrands?
God, what you got?
Dang,
You know,
dude,
this
this is
guy-
harsh on busy tonight.
My own attorney doesn't even follow me on Twitter. Can you believe that?
Are you
Well,
serious?
I'd sue his ass. I'd sue his ass for defamation.
After tonight, yeah.
What is your middle name, by the way?
What, busy?
Oh man, Richard.
Yes.
What
gonna
is
be-
my new name?
Breaking news here.
Uh-oh.
Not gonna let that be
Bob.
shared.
It's Bob. Right?
Did you say Bob?
Bob.
Oh God, double B's. Does somebody Mario put double B's?
Triple B's. Busy Bob brand.
Busy Bob Brands.
So, hey, Richard, do you have any updates in regards to GTI? Have you heard anything in regards to the dividends? And what do you think is happening here?
Unfortunately, I don't qualify for a dividend. What's happening is, like, as we've seen before, they're trying to not. They probably can't perform, and they're trying to put it off as long as they could, and they'll probably force it to be litigated.
Are we seeing the same thing that happened here with MMTLP? That now I know that the shareholders from MMTLP, the brokerage companies were trying to charge a fee to transfer their shares,
Right.
And then once we showed them the corporate action, which just stipulated that there will be no charge, they will actually retract this charge or refund the fees. It just feels like the same thing over and over with some of these brokerage companies, that once the company hands over a dividend, in the very beginning, they're just handing out IOUs, but when it's time to pay the piper, they're like, oh my God. And in MMTLP, there was an end date, so they ended up halting it. Here, they can't halt it. So I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because they're charging you to transfer something they don't have.
Yeah, right? That's crazy.
So even if they transfer something that's, it doesn't exist, they're charging you for that. So it's disgusting, obviously, but it's consistent with the practice. But the way I see it, there's a tipping point, and we're getting closer and closer to that tipping point.
Yeah.
Because this has become prevalent throughout the market, and because there's people like on this call and who are listening and commenting and all over who know, and it can only go on so long.
I mean, it has to be close. Look at all these people. We're all talking together. We all got brought together. Thanks, Busy.
Yeah, thank you, Busy.
Something's got to be happening. I got a couple questions for you guys. This might be for Richard. Is there a timeline on the 144 opinion, or is it a one and done?
I think it's a one and done, the way I looked at it.
Okay.
So I think they took it, assuming it was adequate. I haven't seen it, but I know it was filed or submitted, so that should be sufficient.
Okay. And then how long have you been a swinger?
Let's see. How old is Busy?
Oh,
Oh my God, that's hilarious! I cannot see Richard as a swinger.
Yeah, and I usually talk about that I have 3 children, but I actually have 4. I'll let you guess who the 4th one is.
Busy, I am your father.
Oh my God, that was hilarious.
Wow. Never know what you're gonna hear late night on these.
No, you never
It's true.
know. It gets late and gets crazy here. Although for you West Coasters, it's not very late yet.
Oh no, it's early. It's early.
Immortal, I got one more question. This is actually a real one. Is there any chance GTI didn't deliver the dividend because the brokers are claiming that?
Who's that directed at?
I guess anybody who might know. I mean, I personally don't think so. They took it to the DTCC. They sent out a PR about it, I believe.
Yeah, I would think, especially with all the hubbub that was preceding that with the MMTLP, because that would have been months before that, any lawyer who'd be working for GTII would have been on top of it and would have been done whatever needed to be done at the time. So I don't think they would have failed to deliver. Although I have no personal knowledge, but I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
Especially once they got Wes involved too.
Yeah, I do. I know they delivered because I talked to Liberty Transfer. So.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, we do know that the brokers will say whatever they want to say because they don't think they have any responsibility for their words.
Yeah, for sure.
Mario
asked, Busy, did you bring your lightsaber to Vegas?
I don't know who the hell Mario is.
Is that your pet name for it?
Let me ask either any of you guys. It almost feels like these brokers are stuck in a pickle, right? They don't know what to do, and if they actually do make the dividends tradable, some people, I'm sure a majority of the people are going to sell that dividend.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about a massive amount of shares that probably been counterfeited.
Oh yeah.
Now, are those brokers here, the broker dealers here at risk of just selling, and then they're going to have to cough up that money? I think that's what's going on here. They figure a lot of people are going to sell their shares, and all of a sudden the broker dealers are going to have to, basically cash everybody out, and something that they created out of thin air is actually going to be costly in the pockets. I'm thinking, I know I was telling one of my buddies last night, but that's what's probably taking place here, and is they don't want to make it tradable.
I think you're completely wrong. I think, I think that it's Ham who's in the pickle, and that's why he plays pickleball.
Richard, I gotta see you in Vegas, brother.
One thing that was interesting about Fidelity though was on Friday, I did tweet this. So they transferred my stuff over. They transferred my. They changed the QSIP number to say GTII on Friday, and then I said, well, I'm going to try to trade one share of the dividend, and so I did, and let it go through, and it cleared. It actually cleared out and everything, and so it took one share away from my dividend count, right? And then so it was maybe yesterday, maybe I think I thought, well, I'll try to sell one more again now and see what happened, because they're saying that they're not going to let them trade. And so I tried on Tuesday, and it took it away from my main shares of GTII, even though I clicked on the dividends, designated, portion. I traded one again, and it came out of my main shares, which is what people have said. So that is true. And if you haven't called Fidelity yet, you do want to call Fidelity and tell them that you want your shares. They're not just giving them to you. It seems like you're going to have to call up and say, hey, I want my shares. And then what they do is they put a request for you. And then, but you do not want to call the main, like, you don't want to do live chat. You don't want to do email. You don't want to do like the main customer service people. You need to talk to the people it's on my Twitter. If you search it, just search GTII Fidelity phone number or something. I put the number up there. It's a special number to get you to the securities, restricted securities department, essentially, where you can just ask for those folks. Okay. And you're gonna have to ask. You're gonna have to request them, because they're not gonna just give them to you. Yeah.
The valuation of the dividend was the same as the price of the stock.
Yeah, it was, but it was on Friday as well.
So they pulled from your real shares. Sorry guys. I was just gonna JR. They pulled from your regular shares.
Yeah, and someone else had mentioned it on Twitter, so I figured I'm gonna try it and see what happens, and I'll document it. And so I documented. I have all the screenshots and everything, and all the downloads from the trades on Friday. It was my one trade they weren't supposed to let go through, which wasn't supposed to be possible. And then the same thing, they took I looked at my numbers, because it's like 10%. So, okay, I got this many. And so it was -1 on my dividend shares on Friday. Did it yesterday, I guess, or whatever, maybe Monday. And they took it away from my main shares.
That's crazy.
So that dropped you down to 6,500,000 shares?
Wow. Unfortunately. Yeah, unfortunately.
Quite a hardship. Quite hard.
Yeah.
Hey, Richard, who's the attorney for GTI? Is Wes, correct? Wes, they're on board with
Yeah,
Wes.
well, he's a attorney. I don't know if he's their. They probably have a corporate attorney also who does their transactional work. Because
Well,
Wes is doing.
Yeah, the reason I'm asking because in MMTLP we're so organized, and there's always
Right.
somebody compiling the data or the screenshots. Is anybody doing that in the GTI community, Ace or BigJR?
I mean, I'm sending the information that I'm getting from different people, what we're being told, to the right people.
Okay, good. So should anybody reach out to you once they have? I was just trying to see like how you guys could get organized. I mean, I'm a GTI holder too, so I have my dividends with the DD, but
Unless it's a really, go ahead.
no, it just seems like GTI, the GTI community needs to be well organized and start compiling all of this stuff, and maybe send it to Wes or whoever the attorney that's looking into this, because they need help. They actually need, because every single broker dealer are going to have different responses to their to the shareholders that are holding their dividends from their.
I find it pretty amazing, by the way, after all this time, that the brokers don't have a united story.
Seriously, isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like the first go around for these guys. They don't expect it's going to come out again, so that they haven't figured out that if one does one thing and somebody else does another thing, that it kind of raises issues as to all of them.
Yeah, exactly. You'd think they'd have a united response, but apparently they don't talk to each other. They're just all stupid about this.
They probably believe, ultimately this is the ultimate problem. They probably believe that notwithstanding whatever they do, that whatever penalty they will incur isn't enough to change their behavior.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I go back to what I always say, Richard. I know you and I had that conversation. Is there's no true supply and demand in the stock market, and that's what's causing this problem. It's a systematic problem that's happening market wide. They get away with it until something like this happens, and now you issue a dividend, and they're like, or you go private. Now they're, how do we get out of this one? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this GTI dividends. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, my hope is that it's not even relevant, that there'll be some other thing that'll drive GTI other than the dividend, and it won't be determinative. Because sometimes I think, as much as we plan and kind of what you were talking about earlier, as much as we plan and expect whatever, that I'm kind of the opinion that when these things run, we will not expect them to run. They'll run at a time that we'll have no expectation that they'll run, and it'll be a complete surprise. Mm-hmm. So it's great, having opinions and beliefs, but my belief is that it's just going to be that surprise morning, and I'm going to wake up, and it will already have started to do its act, and I will not have expected it.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. It's like, because we've had so many catalysts where it just felt like today could be something and it just doesn't happen. But at the other end of it, it's clear they're suffering. It's clear they are struggling to keep up. So it'll just be one of those things that breaks one day when we don't get an announcement.
Yeah, it's impossible.
Yep.
Yeah, it's impossible for them to continue to borrow at the rates, the actual interest rates that they're borrowing at.
Oh yeah.
And continue to exist. It's not possible.
Yeah, no joke. That's very true.
Yeah.
So, well, thanks guys for coming on. Busy. This was awesome. This was a great little add-on to the end of the show.
No problem.
Yeah, thanks, Busy.
Thanks for putting it together, and thank you guys for showing up. I think it's a good time to end it. This was great, though.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks, Ace, as usual. You always do a great job, and I appreciate your efforts and work product.
Thanks, man. Same to you, and same to all you guys. JR for your research, and Busy obviously for all that you do on the Twitter community, especially. So thanks, guys. We're gonna win this. I think we're close.
Yeah, we're gonna win it.
So
have a good night.
Have a good night, guys.
Take care.
See you.
Take care. Bye bye.
All right. Well, that was a treat, huh, guys? That was awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end it after that. That was a good way to end it. Just an extra treat at the end of the night. You guys are awesome. Aaron, bro, thank you. I was on the phone while you're while you're blowing me up with all these amazing gifts. So thank you so much. Thanks to everybody who got memberships. If you are a new member and you just got that, you haven't had a membership before, it means you can go watch member videos and catch member lives when I do lives only for the members. So I try to do those 3-4 times a month. And then if you guys like it, you want to stay on, just go to the join, and it's only $3 a month. So, but you guys sign up for it. So thank you to Not Richard for joining. Thanks for Busy, obviously, for putting it all together, and BigJR for coming on, man, and sharing what you got. You guys are the best. I love being in this fight with all you guys. It is the best. And thanks to everybody else, community, all you guys. There's so many of you, so I'm not going to name all you right now, but you guys know who you are. I call you out as much as I can. You guys are the best. I'll see you on Twitter. I'll be on off and on tomorrow, and then I plan on being live again tomorrow. So we'll talk soon. You guys have a great night. Thank you.